July 5, 1948 was an historic moment in our country's history. It was the day our National Health Service was born and free healthcare was provided to everyone in the United Kingdom. We are incredibly fortunate to have the NHS, and we've treasured it ever since, but never more so than when the coronavirus pandemic gripped the UK and utterly changed all of our lives. Norfolk Freemasons have always been proud supporters of the NHS and other healthcare charities. We've purchased medical equipment, supported the air ambulance and blood bikes, to name just a few. However, as the pandemic hit our region, it was clear the NHS care and frontline workers were going to be pushed to their absolute limits and would need our support more than ever.
Can you tell me how you and your colleagues faced the start of the pandemic?
When we came back, we were like walking in the dark, because we feel that we don't know anything. We're learning as we go ahead. This is an unprecedented event.
What were the strains and stresses that you and your colleagues faced?
Well, the strains was fear, mostly fear of the unknown. In my experience, whenever I finish work, I tend to go straight home. The reason being, I am afraid what I might be carrying from the hospital might be spread to the community. So ethically, I try to isolate myself, making sure to support the prevention of transmitting it to others.
That must make your time outside of work a little bit lonely sometimes. Do you ever feel like you yourself need some support?
To answer that question, yes, it is very lonely, especially for individuals like me whose family are far away. You always feel like the struggles of your team, the struggles of patients, the pain, sacrifices, and sometimes death.
It's quite a lot to face.
It is, but someone has to do it though.
And presumably a day like today, where we are recognising and celebrating the NHS, care workers and frontline workers, must make you feel quite proud, or to feel that you've been recognised.
With all honesty, I am proud to be part of the NHS. I am proud of my hospital. I'm proud of my team.
Norfolk Freemasons stepped up to support those who were battling courageously to keep us safe and well. We provided thousands of pieces of PPE to the NHS, care and frontline workers, including surgical scrubs and face shields. We purchased COVID antibody scanning equipment for the University of East Anglia, and many Norfolk lodges and Freemasons also made their own contributions by way of donations and care packages within their communities. Now we have the chance to show our gratitude to all NHS care and frontline workers with this annual Day of Thanks dedicated to them, as well as those joining together in remembrance of those who lost their lives because of this dreadful disease and sadly can't be with us today.
Well, it's really to celebrate the NHS, social care and all those who work on the front line, mainly because they spend 24 hours a day, 7 days a week helping us. And I just wanted to say thank you, not just to the doctors and nurses, but all of those who work on the front line, because many people forget it's not just the doctors and the nurses, it's all about the shopkeepers, the road sweepers, and those who work in the hospitals, such as the cleaners, and those who put us on the trolleys and take us into the operating theatres.
So I'm Jason Stickles, and I'm the Deputy Store Manager of Asda Great Yarmouth.
Take us back to March 2020. How was it here?
Interesting. So within a week we had lost a quarter of our workforce due to them either being vulnerable or extremely vulnerable. So that equates to 84 colleagues. So we had an interesting couple of weeks trying to recruit friends and family.
So what would you like to say to all your colleagues who've worked in this industry, not just for Asda but for all the supermarkets?
I'd like to say a personal well done to certainly all my colleagues within our store and certainly all the colleagues within the industry. I think we've stuck with it and had to face some extremely difficult days, whether it be due to stock supply issues or the customers' demand. So yeah, massive thank you to, I guess, all the key workers out there.
I'm Trevor Saunders from Mandalay Wellbeing CIC based in Great Yarmouth. Since the start of the pandemic, we actually diversified into a food bank, and we've now distributed over 28,000 food parcels to local people in need across Norfolk and Wading. It's been an amazing journey and we're keeping going.
I am delighted we have this special opportunity to join with others across the nation in a show of grateful thanks and appreciation to those who have dedicated their lives to looking after our health, care and well-being. This video has given a small glimpse of the unstinting personal contributions made by so many of our NHS, social care and frontline workers in their relentless battle against the COVID pandemic. It also highlights some of the ways that Norfolk Freemasons have played their part during this time of crisis to assist the NHS and those most in need in our local communities. In the beginning, there was an urgent need to understand and test for the virus, so we worked with the Medical Science Department at the University of East Anglia, funding specialist fast testing equipment. In response to the shortages and delays in shipments from abroad, we funded and facilitated the local production of tens of thousands of pieces of PPE, making it available free of charge to carers around the county. Our members stepped in to provide and deliver meals to those who were forced to self-isolate, supported food banks, and giving hundreds of hours of voluntary community work. Whilst these and many other COVID projects we funded helped to mitigate some of the effects of the pandemic, the true heroics were being performed day after day in our hospitals, surgeries, care homes and communities by all the dedicated health professionals. They had to cope with the continuous stress of overstretched resources, personal emotional overload, and somehow find the strength to face the day-to-day challenges with compassion and kindness. On behalf of all the Norfolk Freemasons, their families and friends, we send a huge thank you for the amazing work you did and are continuing to do. Your resolve and dedication has been truly inspirational.
Proud to be Freemasons, proud to be Norfolk Freemasons, and proud of our NHS, social care and frontline workers. We thank you.